We're going to be doing subtraction now. 2-digit by 2-digit, we're going to review. And so we're going to review using this problem right over here. Alright, so here's our problem. Our problem again has no numbers. This time we're focusing again on just the problem before we go into writing any of the math. So a car dealership had blank trucks before Saturday. After Saturday, they had blank trucks left. We're already thinking left. Think about those keywords that we know that help us solve our problems. Left. How many were sold on Saturday? Well, let's look at the action. Sometimes we talk about the action of the problems. That helps us know what operation we're going to be doing. So our action word is sold. So if we have sold something, are we going to be adding or subtracting? Yes, you're right. It is subtraction. And again, we always put a little symbol underneath so we know what we're doing. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some numbers. Alright, so I added some numbers. I added 74 and 68. Those two numbers we're going to be working with. So if we sold on Saturday, this car dealership sold stuff, we already know we're going to be doing subtraction. So we're going to solve for our equation, which is 74 minus 68. Now I'm going to write it in our standard form going down right here. So here we have it written in standard form. Make sure you have your ones lined up with your tens lined up. So here we have our standard form. Ones are lined up and your tens are lined up. So I want you to solve this on your own and see if you get it correct. Pause the video and then jump back with me. Pause the video, then jump back in with me. So can I do 4 minus 8? Well, if you hold a 4, take away 8. Can I? No. So I have to go next door to my tens and I'm going to cross that one out and it will become a 6. Now, it isn't just a 6, it's technically still a 60, so keep that in mind. So now I'm going to take and bring over 10 to this 4, and that's why we get 14. Now, I can get 14 minus 8. 14 minus 8 gives me, you're right, 6. So, now all I have to do is 6 minus 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So now as you can see, I've written my sentence. The dealership has blank trucks left. And it has 6 trucks. Don't forget, when we're solving our word problems, try to keep it into a sentence format at the end. That way you're rephrasing your question and giving your answer in a complete sentence. Alright, so let's move to the desk so we can practice a little bit more. Alright, we are here back at our pause and solve. Remember, solve these on a scratch sheet of paper and try not to go forward in the video. Really take that time to pause and practice solving with your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, big toe, whoever it is that you practice with. So, check back in to see if you got the answers correct. Alright, so we're back here. As you can see, I already started the problem. I have 11 because I cannot do 1 minus 3. I have to borrow from my 2. I have to take 1 of my 10s and my 2 from my 2, add 10, that 1 10 over to here, and that will add to the 1 and make it 11. So now I have 11 minus 3. Well, I can use common facts. If I know 10 minus 3 is 7, then I can go up 1 and that gives me 8. Or I can count from 3 and count all the way up to 11 and see what number I land on. I can go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And as you can see, I have 8. And that gives me my answer here. And then of course 1 minus 1 is 0. So 8 is our final answer there. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, I have 1 minus 3. Again, just like this one over here. Can I do 1 minus 3? No. So I cross out my 1. But before, I have to go to my neighbor. I knock on my neighbor's door and I go, hey, I need 10. My 7 now becomes 6. I add that 10 over. I add my 10 over, and that's what makes my 11. Now I have 11 minus 3. Well, the great thing is I already figured out 11 minus 3 is 8. So I have 8 here. 6 minus 1, that gives you 5. All right, let's come over here to 3. 3 minus 6. Always ask yourself, can I do 3 minus 6? If you need to, hold up 3, try to take away 6. Can I? Nope. So I have to go to my neighbor, cross my neighbor out. That becomes a 7. That means I give my 3 plus 10. And that gives me 13. And I'm going to explain this a little bit further. And I know some of you are going, explain, please. I will in a moment. So let's go and finish this problem. 13 minus 6. Well, 2 ways to solve it. If you know the double of 6 is 12, then you could figure out 1 more would give me 13, which means you could draw 13 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and cross out 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's one way to do it. Or if you know your facts with your double plus 1, you're able to solve it. And of course, 7 minus 7, 0. Do I need to put the 0? No. Last but not least, can I do 4 minus 5? If your answer is no, that means I got to go to my neighbor. Borrow 10 from my neighbor, move that over, and that's what gives me that 14. 14 minus 5. Well, if you remember your 9th trick from before, when you do 9 plus 5, it always gives you 14. Again, you could do it this way over here, but we need us to get to the big 3rd grade, almost 3rd grade way of solving it like this. If you know your facts, this should be a piece of cake. So really, really practice those facts, kiddos. All right, and 6 minus 6, of course, is 0. Again, don't need to put it. So I hope that you got those answers right, and I hope that you are doing really well at this. Parents, if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. All right, we're going to review what this is and how we got there. All right, so we're going to explain why we got and where we got the 10. So first, I'm going to I wrote my equation out, 54 minus 19. And again, I check, can I do 4 minus 9? Hold up 4, can I take away 9? No. So I need to draw my base 10s. And again, this is an explanation of where we're getting that plus 10. So I draw out my 10s. And now I draw out my 1s. And I like to make sure I keep an imaginary line here. Again, notice the clustering I do. The neater you are, the easier it gets. So, you're going to ask, how am I going to be able to get rid of all of these 9s? Well, if you remember earlier, I'm giving 10 over. So I'm going to break one of these apart, and I am now going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, all I have to do is play the matching game. Let me give that glare off. There we go. Now all I have to do is do the matching game. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have gotten rid of 9. So now I got rid of 9 of my bottom, and I got rid of 9 from the top, and I have to make sure I know what is left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how I'm able to get rid of the 9 on the bottom, and I have left over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 ones, and now I see how many tins. So now all I have is my tins left. So remember, I gotta get rid of this one on the bottom with 1 on the top. So I play my match game one more time. 1, 2, and these are the tins I have left over. Double checking over here. 4 minus 1, 3. Same answer. Again, this is just a visual way. This is the explanation of where we're getting it from, parents. I don't want you to do this every time, but if you need to, that's okay. Alright, students, here is your practice problem. Before Halloween, a farmer, Jim, had 73 pumpkins on his farm. On Halloween, he sold 49 pumpkins to families that visited. How many pumpkins does Farmer Jim have left? So don't forget to solve this, thinking of keeping in mind the action that's going on, what is going on in this problem, and don't forget to give me the answer in a complete sentence. Alright students, that was our second math video. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to message me on Class Dojo about anything I can do to make this better. I'm trying my best here, but give me some ideas, see what we can come up with. Alright, I'll see y'all later guys. Bye.